Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Eric with American Business Systems. Want to welcome you here to our Wednesday webinar. I had started the webinar this afternoon, and I couldn't find where everything was going. So I apologize for a slight delay there, but it looks like everybody's coming on in. So it's good to see you, Mark and Mohan, and let's see who else we have. Jeff and Candace. Good to see everybody this afternoon. I hope that you're looking forward to the webinar this afternoon. I'm looking forward to spending the next hour with you. We've got some great information that I wanted to share with you, specifically on some, just what does the field look like in medical billing. Obviously, it's good to know that you can learn how much you can make here, but I thought I'd take the first little bit of the webinar today and share with you some of the information that I found here recently about where medical billing, or what we know of as medical revenue cycle management, where is it going here in the future? Because obviously you want something sustainable as you're getting ready to start some business adventure or business opportunity or franchise. So it looks like we got a good crowd here this afternoon. Good to see everybody. Bill, good to see you, and Mohan and Amasana and Rashid, good to see you. Stephen, and there's some other folks here. Appreciate you joining in with me this afternoon. As you know, if you've been on any of the other webinars, this is probably going to be the fastest hour that you'll spend this week. It seems like we just get started, and some of you might remember in the old Carol Burnett show, they'd sing that song at the end, and it seemed like we just got started, and before you know it, it's time to say goodbye, and it's all of a sudden like boom, here we are, and then all of a sudden it's all over, and we're trying to sign off and get ready for a webinar for next week. But I wanted to again take a little bit of time, what people still kind of get in here. Today we are going to talk about how much do medical billing franchises make. But again, I'm going to start off in the first part of the webinar, kind of talking about, what does the business look like? Is this sustainable? What are the experts saying out there? And then we'll kind of get into the information about how much you can make. Now, as everybody can see, down at the very bottom right-hand corner, this might be one of the last few times you ever see the logo there, the 29th anniversary of American Business Systems, because I actually got a brand new one here I'm going to show you here in just a second here, which is pretty exciting, displaying and showcasing 30 years of being in business with American Business Systems. But before we do that, I want everybody to find the Q&A box. And when you get over there, what I'd like for you to do is just tell me where you're listening in from this afternoon. I like to kind of see where everybody's coming in from. I love it that it's just about 100% of our webinars, we've got people from coast to coast and north to south, and it's all over the place. So I love seeing that. Yes, Rashid is saying, is it possible to have a recording of this webinar email? Yes, this webinar is being recorded as we're speaking and as we're going through this. So it is being recorded. So Rashid, you can get this. It will be available to you on our YouTube channel, but you can also get there to it from absystems.com/blog. It'll be there as well. But if you're working with a business coach here and you want just the link sent to you, you can email them and just say, hey, remind me to get a copy, a recording of this, and we'll get that sent over to you. Okay, so we got people from Pennsylvania, got Stephen there, Minneapolis. Mark is from, it's got to be cooler in Minneapolis than it is here in Texas. Because Klein is here in Texas, we're here in Texas, and if we could ever get rid of this big heat dome that's been over us for the last couple of months, we'd be happy. Lane's calling from San Antonio. We got some folks from Chicago. I don't know if it's ever warm or hot or cold there. Omasanya is from Midlothian, Texas. Got a lot of Texans here today. So we got a lot of folks that are here from the heat dome state. It's good to see everybody. So Virginia, Albania. Okay, that's a new one. Good to see you. I appreciate that. Now we're international. Got some folks here again. Sam and Kinjal is from Chicago. So good group of folks here today. Appreciate everybody chiming in there. Just give me a second. I'm going to kind of clear out my Q&A box here, and simply because whenever questions do come in, okay, so Bill says it's plus 100 degrees there in Chicago. I feel your pain. I truly, I do. We've been over 100 degrees here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for, my goodness, it seems like the entire summer. We got Rashid's from Florida. Good to see you. Hopefully it's a little cooler there. Minneapolis is 100. Golly, wow, okay. Okay, I don't feel so bad. It's like they said, Jeff, this says it's 117 heat index in Iowa. Man, we're cooking here throughout the United States. So Texas from Kansas. Okay, so looks like we had a good crowd and everybody's chiming in. I appreciate all the feedback there. And, because look, just think of us, we're just in a big room. You're trying to get some questions answered. I'm here to help you answer some of those questions. And I'm going to do my best to get those questions answered. Now, if I could say to you, you know what, I don't know if I can answer that question right today, or because I may not know about it, get back with your business coach and we'll make sure that we get that handled for you, and that won't be a problem. But typically, there's about every question I can answer today, so I'll see what I can do. Mohan's already asked us some questions, so let me get over to some of these. I'll get through some of these first slides, and then Mohan, I'll get back with you. But my name's Eric Auger. I'll be your presenter for the webinar today, or just say just our chat this afternoon. I mean, don't want to sound it too formal, feel like I'm up here in front of a whole bunch of folks. You're just my friends, and we're here to help you, kind of lead you through, whether it's with this business opportunity or with any other business opportunity. We certainly appreciate that. And now I get to reveal the new logo for the 30th anniversary of American Business Systems. Now, we haven't officially turned 30, but within the next 4.5 months, we will. It's exciting to know that to be a part of a company that is celebrating 30 years in business, folks. That takes it to a new level. And even though that we've been in business over 29.5 years already. Now with new leadership that we have here at American Business Systems, Adam Phillips is running the company, which is the son of Patrick and Linda Phillips, which I'll be talking about them in just a moment. Obviously, Adam grew up in this business. This is almost all that he's ever known, and doing a fine job of leadership with his team and with the rest of the group here. It's exciting for what we're able to do. And you know what? Not a lot changes, which is great. We're not always having to change the business model in of itself. But improving, yes, improving support, improving services, providing better training, those things we're doing. And so if you got any feedback or anything that you want to really know more about our training and support and some things, feel free to reach out to us. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about the training this afternoon and support, specifically because what we're going to do for next week. And I'm looking forward to our webinar that we're going to have next week. But before next week, let's kind of stay with it today. I'm going to share with you that your business opportunity comes here with a platform that's ready to go. Now, I want to take a brief moment here. Now, some of you know that I kind of go through this introduction here, but what I want you to understand here, I'm going to talk real briefly. I'm going to just kind of put the pause on this whole introduction, and I'm going to talk with you real quickly the difference between a franchise and a business opportunity. And I'm going to explain to you what we are. First of all, I'm going to tell you that we are a business opportunity. We're not a franchise, so that's going to relieve you of a lot of different things that you would have to go through to become a franchisee of a franchisor. First of all, there's not a large investment with a business opportunity versus a franchise. And so we are well below really a lot of things out there whenever it comes to a business opportunity or a franchise. But also, you never have to pay franchise fees. And let that sink in a little bit. You never have to pay a franchise fee. There are no royalty fees that you're paying towards American Business Systems. And I'll get to the question here from Mohan about what are the fees and subscriptions and all that. I'll explain that hopefully through the webinar today. But with the billing platform, this is where kind of people might get a little confused. Difference between franchise fees or royalty fees versus what you would know as service fees. So let's just kind of start off right here. first of all, our billing platform that you see right here is generated and powered by a group called NextGen Healthcare. NextGen's been around for a long time. We've been partners with them for a very long time, and they are very good to us and for our business owners here at American Business Systems. But just like any other service that the doctor pays for, there are service fees that may go along with a billing platform or some of the other services like I'm going to show right here. These are all different services, and the doctors are paying for these services to you, through you, so that you can take care of them. So if you're getting started in medical revenue management or medical billing as we know it, let's just say that you're not going to start with American Business Systems. You're going to go out there and you're going to go find anybody out there, and you're going to use somebody's billing platform. You're still going to have to pay for the billing platform for that doctor to use. But we're going to show you how you can, that the doctors are actually paying for these services, and it's not necessarily coming from you. Because I promise you right now, doctors are already paying for some type of billing software out there. And yes, they are being charged from their billing company to utilize that. And so we're going to show you how to do that. And so I want to make sure that everybody understands that truly there are no franchise fees that come from American Business Systems. So you got to understand that what we're doing and how we go about doing things, we don't have an ongoing fee. We don't have anything else that goes along where you have to keep paying ABS, these types of things. So, which is a great relief for you whenever it comes down to not having to worry about, when we say there's a one-time investment of $28,990, that people want to know about that, that's truly what it is. It's a one-time fee. There are no franchise fees, no royalty fees. You never have to pay American Business Systems ever again for another service. Now, or additional services, because sometimes we come up with more services, like the top box up there that you see there, it's called virtual care. And virtual care actually is a product and a service that actually kind of came out of COVID. And so our people that are associated with us already, they did not have to pay anything extra when we've added new services like this. So there's a lot that you're getting from here and a lot more. Now, if you go out there on the internet and you type in, what is the difference between a franchise and a business opportunity? And a lot of times they're going to say it's usually a lower cost. But on the franchise side, there's going to be maybe a little bit more dedicated training, more dedicated support. And with business opportunities, you don't get that dedicated support or dedicated training or maybe even a lifetime support. That's not how we have it set up here at American Business Systems. So in a sense, we do somewhat operate with the same advantages as a franchise, to where you're getting ongoing training and you're getting ongoing support and you're getting the products, service products, the flyers that I'm going to show you here in a little bit. You're getting all of that through it. So even though that we're not a franchise, there's a lot of advantages that we add to the business opportunity as though it was like a franchise. So you're kind of getting the best of both worlds. A little bit lower entry rate there that you can get involved in, the support, the backing of everything that we have here. So that's what I wanted to kind of share with. So I wanted to kind of change up my introduction and kind of give you just a little bit of opportunity to get that. Now, I also want to share with you, where did ABS get its start? I love to tell this story. I feel like I'm kind of part of the story because obviously I've been here for almost 16 years with American Business Systems, so I can claim at least half of those 30 years that I've been here. But I've gotten to know the Phillips family very, very well. And it all started with this guy right here, Patrick Phillips. And Patrick was, if you were to hear him, he would say he is a serial entrepreneur. And he did. He sold everything from Salad Master waterless cooking plates and bowls, and really it's the cooking ware, the waterless way that you could fry like chicken without using any grease or anything. It's pretty impressive. But he's done everything. He used to work at Apple Computer, and as the time went on, his wife Linda got asked to do some medical billing from doctor that did some what's called DME, durable medical equipment. And so she started doing that and making a little bit more money from home. And Patrick, being the entrepreneur that he was, he says, you know what? This looks like something we could teach some other people to do. And so birth American Business Systems. And now where they are today, a lovely couple. They've got a great family. And as you can see there, back in this little picture right here, this little guy right here that says, it says licensed to lounge. This guy is now taking over the reins over here as the CEO of the company. And Adam has truly grown up in this world of medical billing, revenue cycle management, and then not only just in the billing side of it, but obviously on the business opportunity side. So where you got Adam now running the company, writing some articles. He has also helped create this organization called MERMA. MERMA is the Medical Revenue Management Association of America. It is this group that you can align yourself with. You can put this on your business card. You can put it on your website. There's a board of directors that are on there. But it's this organization that will actually certify you as a certified medical revenue manager once you completed the training here with American Business Systems. So there's a lot that you're getting here. So if you just kind of think about it, this opening, 10 minutes or so, you've gotten a lot of understanding about the difference between a franchising and business opportunity. What you're getting here is ongoing training. You're becoming a certified medical revenue manager. You've got a solid leadership here with American Business Systems. And a lot of longevity to go here at American Business Systems as well. So thanks for choosing us, and we appreciate you being here on the webinar this afternoon. So let's just kind of jump in now on how much do medical billing franchises make. Now, again, I wanted to start off and kick this off with some new data, some new information that I found here recently about where the market in and of itself is going. And Mohin, I haven't forgotten about your, actually leaving your question right up there, because I think I'm going to, throughout the presentation, answer most of it. So if I did get to the end and I didn't answer all of them, I'll make sure I kind of come back through that. But I did a quick look over yesterday, and there's an organization that I kind of track and follow. It's called Allied Market Research. And Allied Market Research, and I've got the web address right down there, that you could go back over there and look at this. But you can see revenue cycle management market is expected to reach $367.7 billion in 2031. Now, that's not 2023, it's 2031. So we're talking another few years here down the road. And the growth of that, overall growth, is a 13.2 growth between 2022 and 2031. So folks, this is a market that's going in the right direction. And why is it going in the right direction? Well, I've got the answer for that as well, because there's an organization out there that I would encourage you to start following right now. So if you'll take just a moment, jot this name down. It's called Healthcare Business Management Association, HBMA. They've been around for a very, very long time. And they do a lot of different research out there. They kind of help doctors understand what's going on in their world. And so HBMA is certainly an organization that you need to be following. If this is looking like a valid business opportunity for you to be a part of. But you can see here, high rate of denied claims. Now, some of you may not know what a denied claim is, but let's talk about it real quickly. A denied claim is simply a claim that has been submitted to an insurance company, but sent back to the doctor's office or to a billing company, denied for some reason, okay? Now, this could be anything from a misspelled name, you didn't get the birth date right, you didn't verify insurance, something happened here that caused that claim to be completely denied. And you can see here, it is not unusual to have a 35% or higher claim rejection rate, which requires extensive and expensive follow-up. Okay, so let that sink in. So let's just say that, again, yourself, being a business owner, and you're sending out invoices, are you okay of only receiving about 65% of what you invoice for? Well, of course you don't. That's the problem with doctors. This is how they begin to start losing money. And they don't even know that they're losing money. That's another problem. that the doctors have. Sometimes they don't even know until it's too late, or they can't make payroll, or they don't have enough money to do something. Something causes the doctors to go, oh my goodness, what happened here? Wow, what's going on? So that's one problem. There's another organization out there called Change Healthcare. Now I like to follow them as well, and they had this out just a few months ago about what providers can do to take charge. Because you can see here that this graph over here is talking about over the one on the left hand, overall avoidable denials. What could be avoided? So you can see truly about 18% of all denied claims sometimes are just truly unavoidable. 31% of those are avoidable. 51% are situationally avoidable. Now, folks, this is a lot of money that's being left upon the table. You can see there at the very bottom of the slide, it says some denials are preventable. Of the almost 31% of denials that are unequivocally avoidable, 43% cannot be recovered. So again, let that sink in. This is money that doctors will never get again. And you can see there, prevention is the key to averting revenue loss. Okay? So I'm strategically sharing this information with you because I can tell you how much you can make in doing medical billing, but what I want to share with you right now is what doctors are not getting. Because this sets up why somebody like you can get in this business and you can become successful at it. Therefore, this is how much money that you can actually make. Because if doctors are doing billing already and everything's just fine, why would you ever want to get in this business in the first place? If you don't know what the problems are, and then that you could actually become the solution, really, as an entrepreneur, and you're trying to do your deep dive, why would you ever want to get into something that really has no future or anything else that's going on? Now, there's a book that we provide for you called The New Thriving Medical Practice that you will get to be able to hand out to doctors when you're starting to do some of your marketing, okay? But I wanted to pull out one little clip out of here because inside this book that is written by Patrick Phillips and a doctor by the name of Dr. Vicki Rackner, who is on the board of directors of MIRMA, and she's actually can partner with you on helping you get your doctors. Plus, I'm going to show you how you get your name on the front of this book. We have in this particular book, rejections have held steady at about 30% industry-wide. Well, remember what I just said earlier from HVMA. It's no big deal that it could happen over 35%, okay? And there's a little sample there that Keith Borglum, owner of management and marketing in Santa Rosa, California, tells of one of his medical practices that had a 71% error rate in a single year. And it cost that practice $185,000 for that particular year. Now, one other thing that I just came across again just yesterday, this is brand new information from RevCycle Intelligence. And again, I put their website because this is not from us. I want to cite the people that are saying this. Revenue cycle leaders spend the most time on denial management. It says over 75% of revenue cycle leaders said denial management, a costly process that can adversely impact patient experience, was the most time-consuming task for their organization. So for those of you who are on here today thinking, oh, the doctors already have medical billers, they probably already know what's going on. Do you realize this is the problem? Now imagine being in a doctor's office and their most consuming task is trying to figure out why claims got denied. So again, let that sink in a little bit because this is helping you to understand, is there room for me in this market of getting into medical billing or revenue cycle management? Another article, again, that just recently came out, and you can see this came out in 2023, and I think it's just really within the last few months here, tackling rising denial rates in 2023. Claim denials hold on the revenue cycle. An astonishing 90% of a healthcare system's missed revenue opportunities comes from denials, according to Healthcare IT News. 90%. Now, again, all of these different statistics are going to be different from one group to another group. But you can see here, but on an annual basis, it could cost $262 billion in denied across healthcare organizations. Folks, this is an epidemic that's really happening within the doctor's world of revenue cycle management. And I think one last article that I have here, again, this one's dated April the 20th, 2023. Revenue cycle leaders were asked to rank the most time-consuming tasks at their organization, and the results are surprising. Out of 556 chief financial officers and revenue cycle leaders at hospitals and health systems across the United States, were asked to rank the most time-consuming revenue cycle tasks at their organization in a new survey commissioned by ACAS. I think I probably said that correctly. Topping the list of the most time-consuming revenue cycle tasks were denial management and prior authorizations. In the survey, respondents were able to select up to 5 out of a list of 15 different revenue cycle tasks. Of the tasks listed, the following 5 were selected the most by the leaders: 76 denial management, 70% prior authorizations, 58.6% insurance follow-up, 26.6% eligibility and medical necessity checks. Now, why am I presenting this to you now? And I'm sharing this with you again, kind of because you need to kind of hear the story that the doctors are faced with these problems. And some of you might be thinking, well, will I have the same problems? Not necessarily, because whenever our system, and I'm going to pull this back up over here, our iClaim EMR system, when it's being used properly, our denial rate is less than 2%. Why is that? Because we have a major component in the system that a lot of other billing systems do not have. And that secret sauce is that we have our own built-in clearinghouse within inside of our billing system, which means that we're not using any other third-party clearinghouse to get claims to the insurance companies. Now, some of you may be thinking, Eric, you're telling me something brand new. I've never even heard of a clearinghouse. And that's okay. That's why we're here. We're here to help educate you. And I want you to get educated on what a clearinghouse is. A clearinghouse, when you're doing billing, every biller in the world has to go through a clearinghouse, or every claim in the United States has to go through some type of clearinghouse to get to Blue Cross Blue Shield or Medicare or Aetna or Cigna, because that's the way that they receive these claims electronically, is through through a claims clearinghouse. Now, there are a lot of third parties out there and a lot of good ones out there. I'm not dissing any of them, but I can tell you the fact that we have it built in our system gives us a clear advantage, because when we send out a claim out of iClaim, it's not going to a third-party clearinghouse to go through the processes and then get to the insurance companies. It's actually going through it at the same time as we're doing the billing. So therefore, now we've got this claim that's going out, and it's going directly to, guess where? Medicare or Aetna or Cigna or Blue Cross Blue Shield. There's an advantage of that, and that's why we can take all these denied issues, and then insurance eligibility, we can do that checking through directly into the iClaim process already. For insurance verification, we can do that through that as well. We can even check insurance eligibility, and without even having to type the patient's name or anything else, we can actually populate everything from that insurance into our system with one click of a button. Now, what I'm going to encourage you to do is get back with your business coach. And so write this down, schedule a demonstration of the iClaim system. Get that done this week, next week, in the next coming weeks, because you're going to want to really understand what your advantage is because of everything I just shared with you. According to this is not old information. These are the problems that doctors are having. And this is where the money's getting bottlenecked and they can't get paid. Because you want to know why would a doctor ever use you? Why would a doctor ever change using their current biller, whether they've got it outsourced to somebody else or they're doing it in-house? These are the reasons, because we can lower these denied claims to less than 2%. We can do the prior authorizations within the system. We can do insurance follow-up within the system. We can check insurance eligibility and medical necessity checks within the iClaim system. That's why I wanted to kind of end with this one. And the last one, that truly, out of the New England Journal of Medicine, they still are saying that there is an estimate of 24 cents out of every dollar that are still wasted on administrative and billing expenses. So is this a problem? Yes. It is a major problem with doctors and why they're not getting paid. However, those that join us here at American Business Systems and American Billing Business Opportunity, we problem solve. We have the solution to all of these issues that the doctors are faced. Now, a few weeks ago, you can see there on the screen, I did a webinar on our 5 secrets to medical billing success. So you might want to go back and watch that webinar. It's probably on our YouTube channel. I know it's out there, but it's probably, I don't know, 4, maybe 5 weeks ago that I did that. So go search that out. It's 5 Secrets of Medical Billing Success. Now, if you haven't been able to find that, you can go to the front part of our web page, and you can see up in the right-hand corner, it says download our 5 Secrets to Success. It's pretty outlined right there, so you want to get a copy of that. You may even have to fill in your first and last name and email. It's still going to go to your same business coach that you're working here. You're not going to get bombarded by somebody else. You're just going to get assigned and reassigned back to them. It's no big deal. But at least you'll have that link and you can download it, print it out, and then go back and watch that webinar on that. I will probably revisit that subject here in another month or so. But that's some good information that you're going to need to know. Now, let's talk about your return on investment. Let's start talking about the money, really, because that's what you're here to find out today. How much money can I actually make in medical billing? And part of the way I want to present this is really, what is your return on investment? Because folks, currently right now, the investment is $28.99. What I've been told by our board of directors here at American Business System, that is going to go up in 2024. So you've got a few months here to still take advantage of the cost of where it is. So just make sure that you get back with your business coach and talk with them. And it looks like you're getting kind of close. Work with them, and we'll certainly be able to work with you. But let's talk about your return on investment. So let's just say that let's just say right now that you're investing $30,000. Okay, so that's just, I'm just using a round number at this point. How quickly can you get that $30,000 back into your bank account, and then you're starting to make money? Well, the first thing is, I want to know from your position, if I'm going to do billing for one doctor, how much can one doctor generate for me if I'm doing billing? So before I jump into the calculators, I want to kind of talk about the different specialties that are out there. So there's all different types of specialties. There's specialties in billing that you can do medical billing for chiropractors. You can actually do billing for massage therapists. And yes, you can go back and listen to a webinar interview that I did with a gentleman by the name of Bob Wilkie. That's how Bob started. He was actually doing some for a chiropractor, for a massage therapist. That's how he got his start and got his foot in the door of doing some medical billing. So you can do billing for those. Now, your return, or the percentage that you make on those, may not be a whole lot, but it actually helps you, because now you become obviously good at what you're doing in medical billing, because this is more repetitive, that you could say, yes, I've been doing this now for 6 months, a year, however long you want to say that for. But let's move it up. Let's bump it up a little bit. So that's kind of I wouldn't say it's just the lower reimbursements that come through for healthcare insurances. A lot of insurances do reimburse for massage therapy. Some do for chiropractic therapy, physical therapists. You can do billing for a physical therapist. Now we're kind of moving up in the scale, and let's probably get up to what we know of, just the basically primary care physician, okay? So the primary care physician, typically when a patient goes there, they're spending anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes with the doctor there. The reimbursement for that particular book of business for that doctor, if you want to kind of call it that way, They're probably going to be seeing anywhere from 25 to 30 patients every day, and they're spending at least 15 to 20 minutes per patient throughout the day. And that kind of rounds out their day. I know some doctors that, man, they could just really, I don't know if it's like you or me, you feel like the doctor only spends 2 minutes with you and they're back out the door. But that entire visit, which includes the medical assistant that comes in, takes your blood pressure and all that, that all kind of gets wrapped up in this one particular visit. So when the doctor bills for that particular visit, they're billing out for a 15 to a 20-minute encounter with you as the patient. So typically, what does that return? So that returns back to the doctor. For a Medicare patient, it's going to be right about $100. For some of your Blue Cross Blue Shields, your Aetnas, your Cignas, the reimbursement for those are going to could be as high as $120 to $130, depending upon, again, what the doctor does. So you can kind of see there's this bandwidth between $100 and let's call it $130. Maybe it could be as high as $130. Now, there are some doctors that might spend a little bit more time, or if it's a brand new patient, that reimbursement for that doctor could be $150 to $175. Now, if we kind of bump it up, let's kind of move out of the primary care to some specialties. So the specialties are going to have obviously a little bit larger reimbursement. So if we go with a cardiologist, a 15 to 20-minute visit for a cardiologist may be $175. If it's a lot longer, it could turn into $225, $250 reimbursement. So you can see we've kind of gone from your lowest reimbursements, which are going to be your chiropractors, your massage therapists, to now PCPs up to specialty. So you can kind of gauge this. So what we're going to do in this calculation, we're going to really dial it down here at the first. So let's just say that you were needing to return you want to make about $75,000. So on one of our calculators on our website, you can put in how many doctors would it take to reach your income. Now, again, you can see that we've got this really, really low. You can see there your target clients are private medical practice, and each doctor should generate $25,000 to $35,000 yearly revenue for your business. Now, folks, that's not a bad revenue. Just think about it. I mean, for one doctor, you could generate $25,000 to $35,000 a year. Some of you might say, you know what, I could do that as part-time. That would just be just fine. That's another, maybe a quarter of what you're currently making right now. And so this is a good starting point for you. But with three of those doctors, let's say at $25,000, again, you can kind of see we're on the lower side. We're not trying to blow up the numbers. Could generate you about a $75,000 income. Okay. Now getting into the nitty gritty. Now let's kind of get into the weeds here. Now we've got another calculation here that's on our website where you can actually put in a billing rate, the average claim amount, the average number of patients that a doctor will see, and then it spits out a different number. And this could be your yearly potential income. I'm going to blow this up a little bit larger so you can see that. So currently we have plugged in there 7% billing rate, which can be anywhere, you can see, from 4 to 8%. The average claim amount is about $150. Seeing 25 patients a day is about $68,000. Now, this is with one doctor. Now, obviously, this is going to be a little bit more probably about a primary care that's seeing a little bit longer times on their patients. Could be, a beginner, specialist in this area. But this is typically right where our current licensees are giving us this information. They're all billing anywhere from 6 to 7%. They give us the information back that the average claim amount is being reimbursed about $150 per claim, and the doctors they're basically seeing 25 patients a day. So spitting that out, that gives you a $68,250 a year income with one doctor. So I wanted to show you how we get to that number so that we don't feel like we're blowing smoke up anybody and just kind of blowing up the numbers here. So here again, we've got one doctor that will see 25 patients per day. And let's say that the average reimbursement, again, for that particular doctor is about $150 per patient times 25. So this is this is a great calculation if you think about it. Because now you can probably go into a doctor's office and say, hey, doctor, are you making anywhere close to this? So let this be an education here for you right now. So if a doctor's seeing about 25 patients a day and they're being reimbursed for about $150 per patient, and obviously they're seeing 25 patients, they should be targeting in a day's time, every day that they have their doors open. They ought to be averaging anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 a day in revenue, generated revenue. Because folks, you got to remember, they're having to pay for rent or for the building, and then have to pay for their staff. You're thinking, gosh, a doctor's making that kind of money? No wonder that they're rich. There's a book that we have called The Myth of the Rich Doctor. But out of that, let's kind of do some more calculation as we kind of go through this, because this is good, again, for you to kind of start thinking, if I were sitting kneecap to a doctor or to a practice manager of a doctor's office, I could possibly even use this scenario to kind of help gauge the doctor to see, where are they? Is their tank really full, or is it half full, or is it all like almost on empty? Because if I'm telling you, if a primary care physician is not making at least $2,500 to $2,000 to $3,000 a day, I'm telling you, they are losing money. I'm telling you right off the bat. And remember, why do I say that? Because if they're only getting that, and what they know is their billed out amount, and they're only getting about 65 to 70% of that, I'm telling you, they're tanking. So let's move on with the calculation. So if we got $37.50 per day, and you're billing at 7% of that for them per day, your average estimated earnings, you're going to be making $262 per day for about less than 90 minutes a day to do that billing. So think about this is not a bad part-time gig at this point, if you think about it, because it's going to take you probably about 2 hours a day to do billing for one doctor. Now, again, these numbers are not far out there. Again, getting the right doctor on, doing the billing. Now, even if it's half this, let's just take it right off the top, that you're only making $130 a day for 2 hours. Folks, that's $75 an hour. If you think about it in those types of terms. That's what I'm saying. You take 262, you divide that in half, and you're only working 2 hours, folks. Again, if you're making $75 an hour right now, you're doing really, really well. But doing this from part-time, you're thinking, okay, this is not too bad. I could be doing it. All right, so then we take the calculations out a little bit further. So you got $262.50 per day times 5 days a week. You're going to generate for yourself about $1,312.50 per week. Again, times 52, there's your $68,250. So that streamlines exactly how this number gets calculated. Okay, so just to let you know, this is the calculation behind what you see on our website based upon how this flows out here. So again, now, obviously, what happens if you're doing billing for $3? Well, then again, it's just simple math at that point. If you're doing 3 doctors with basically the same amount right across the board, you're at $204,000 a year. Now, again, stop and think about the investment here with American Business Systems. And most people are thinking, how do I get my return on investment? Well, folks, you've got a $30,000 investment here already with one doctor. If we're just doing the one doctor here that we just talked about, right here, you've got your return on investment probably within the first 6 months, and now going forward, you're in the money, as they would say. And in a lot of cases with franchises, just with the regular franchise, with regular franchise fees, let's kind of think of it almost like a Subway sandwich type of place. This is what you're going to expect. You're not going to be able to get this type of return on investment because you got revenue, franchise fees, you got building costs, you got all that. With here, your overhead is very low because basically you're working out of your house. You've already made your investment. You're not going to have any service fees until you start billing for the doctor to replenish that and take care of the doctor and any of the things that you need to take care of that doctor for. We're going to show you how to get set up with a with a sign up bonus with the doctor and to kind of get you kicked off. We do a lot of things like right there. So this is where it's very helpful for you to kind of understand your return on investment and how you get that. Okay, so I'm going to pause here real quick. I'm going to leave this number up here, and I'm going to take some questions that are coming in. So I'm going to go back to Mohan and to make sure that I answer these questions. So again, would appreciate it if you're including the franchise subscription fees, kind of talked about that already, or other fees, any startup fees. So let's talk about any startup fees, because a lot of people want to know about that. Legitimately, folks, obviously you got your first initial investment at $28.99, and then you're going to be thinking about your marketing fees. Your biggest marketing fee that you're going to have that I can tell you about, because remember, we're supplying you with all of the flyers that you're going to need, the books that you're going to need, the supporting mechanisms behind you of what you're going to need to help you get that doctor. Folks, if you'll go back and watch the webinar that I did on how we help you get your first client and how we utilize our support mechanisms to help you get that first client, you're going to find that your biggest investment past the $28.99 investment here is your time. Okay, that's why I said for some of you, it might behoove you right now to go out there and start learning of the different people that are out there that you can start connecting in the business world, business network. And again, we're going to talk a little bit about that more next week on our webinar that I'm going to do with Tim Warren, and I'll share a little bit about with you there. But your biggest startup fees are going to, I mean, everybody's already got a cell phone. You already have a computer. You're not going to have a lot that you're going to need to do. There may be a little bit more marketing that you might want to set aside another $1,000 or a couple $100 or so per month for your marketing budget. But you're getting everything here from us. So we've kind of got you covered with that. Number two, he's asking about support provided, marketing, leads, software subscriptions, etc. So all the marketing pieces you're getting. Let me talk real quickly about leads. A lot of people ask us about, do we provide you leads? And I'm going to share with you again and be very transparent with you about leads, okay? Because there's another company out there that might be providing leads with their cost of doing business with them. And I'm going to tell you about those leads. Believe me, if they have gotten leads to give to you to have a lead, I'm going to tell you that lead's already old. Because by the time it finally trickles down to you, other billing companies that have already been in business probably already have that lead. And so you're kind of catching on the back end of it. And you're trying, sometimes maybe just trying to learn how to get the business up and going, and then trying to market to a doctor that's already been hit by maybe another billing company that might have been in business a little bit longer than you have already. I'm telling you, if you're given a lead, I'm telling you that lead is an old lead, it's a dead lead. I've talked about that. We're going to teach you how to generate good, fresh leads and help you through that and through that whole process. So our process is much better than just handing you a lead that is probably already gone by the time that you get it. Software subscriptions, kind of talked about that already, so I think we've got you covered there. So, Mohan, if there's any other questions that I missed, feel free to pipe in there. All right, Tam is asking, do I have to register my own company? Yes, you're going to want to register yourself as its own entity, because it's not just medical billing that you need to make sure that you're protecting yourself. You need to protect yourself. So there's part of our training that you're going to go through about how to register yourself. Do you want to set up an LLC? Do you want to be a C Corp, an S Corp? All of that, we're going to kind of recommend you getting back with your CPA and or attorney. But yes, you're going to want to have some type of entity. You're going to want to create a specific name for yourself. So absolutely, you're going to want to do that. The other question came in, how do we get help finding a practice? Yes. Again, if you'll go back a couple of webinars that we just did not too long ago, I shared a lot about how we help you get those clients. Again, these webinars are supposed to be obviously educational for yourself to kind of get yourself going and kind of understanding a little bit about what we're doing here. But also we're trying to educate you on how we're helping you get those clients. So obviously, yes, we're going to show you how to help you get those clients. How do we get clients? Ebenezer is asking, get the doctors. Yes, we're going to teach you everything that you're going to need to help you get that client. Because again, listen, there's not a person on here today or a person that will be watching this a little bit later saying, gosh, if I can get that one doctor, I'm okay with this. This is a great business opportunity. I get it. So that's why you have a business coach here. And part of your homework is to get back with that business coach and ask them to do a demonstration with you. And why we do that demonstration with you prior to becoming a business owner is partly for you to understand how we help you. We're the ones that are doing the demonstrations for you for this particular doctor before they become a client of yours. We've got a whole process called a practice analysis, and then there's a practice analysis report showing you how much that doctor could be making versus if they're not utilizing you, utilizing all that data that I shared with you in the beginning of why doctors aren't getting paid. So clearly, we've got it kind of mapped out there. Ebenezer, we need to spend lots of time to market. What I mean about time, about investing your time in marketing, is basically invest in yourself. And this is one of my soapboxes that I'm going to, whether you were doing this business or any other business. So just kind of listen in. I'm going to go to our 30-year anniversary slide here, just to kind of have something to look at there while we're talking about it. So let's just kind of talk here real quick. Folks, you could go to a franchise and start a franchise up today. You can go spend a lot of money. You can join us today. You could go join any other business opportunity today. But unless people know that you're in business, you're wasting your money, okay? So I'm just talking to you, frankly, from one entrepreneur to another entrepreneur, that if you don't spend time out there letting people know that you're in business, you might as well not get into business. And that's why I am a strong proponent for you joining your local chamber of commerce or getting to know the people that are in your area. Visit some of these healthcare organizations that are looking to network with other healthcare organizations. You need to know, you need to start learning all the home health agencies that are out there. You ought to get out there and go find out all these Angels home care type people that are out there. You need to go out there and let people know that you're in business in healthcare. And that's what I'm talking about, investing in your marketing. Because guess what? If you can get a referral handoff from somebody that's already doing business with a doctor already, that's a better handoff than trying to go cold call a doctor out there. That's what we never tell you to go out there. Now, some people do. I've done that. It's not that big of a deal. But when you start connecting with other people in the professional healthcare business networking within your community, that's how you're going to find out a lot of your, how you're going to get those leads, and those leads become solid leads. Just like this couple right here. This is Brian and Laura Dean. Back in 2021, we had talked to them, said, just give us a snapshot of your business. They have 17 full-time employees. They own a building that's 6,000 square foot. So now they're leasing out some of those areas. They service between 400 and 500 providers. It has replaced 3 to 4 times their previous income from both of them, and they're boasting of a 45 to 55% profit margin. That's what you need to think about here. So can this be done? Yes. I don't even think we have time right now to play this. This is a video. I wanted to share this video, but we've got some great questions that are coming in, and I want to deal with you. But this lady here got $60,000 from one client on just doing the denial management. So hopefully I'll get to play for that for you a little bit later. All right, so we've got 5 more minutes here. So I appreciate everybody hanging in there. I'm trying to get to everybody's questions. So Ebenezer, you guys can. How do we know which doctor's already engaged in this with somebody else? Doctors are already doing medical billing. They have to. If they're not doing billing, they're out of business. So this kind of brings up the question, but don't they already have billers? And so therefore a question comes up, why would a doctor even outsource to me? I'm going to tell you, if you'll go to our website, there are 4 stories of white papers that we have. We've got Jay's story, Benny's story, the Dean's story, which is, where I shared with them, and then Corey's story. If you'll go out there, you can go read and download these PDFs, hear what they did. Jay Beatty retired after a successful career in business ownership and sales leadership, but he soon grew restless. And this talks about his how he got started. So you can see this retiree earned 6 figures working part-time. No employees required, recurring revenue model, recession-proof. These are all of what Jay says about his particular business. Go out there and hear about from this group here. This is Benny Biordi and his team here. Here's Brian and Laura Dean's story. Go out there. I've already shared with you their story already. And then Corey Craig's story. And then this is the information that obviously you need. And then what you're going to need to do, you need to talk to these people. And I'm going to share with you how you can talk with some of these folks. All right, last question I see here in the live chat here. Does ABS build a website for a business owner? If so, what is the cost? The answer is yes, we build you a website. I've got one here. This is one of about 15 or 20 different templates that we already have. You just go choose the one that you want. We've already got it built. It's included. There's no additional charge for the website, just like there's no additional charge for all of these flyers that you get with your contact information. It's your business name, your contact information. It's all on here. That's all included. It's all with that $28,990. Basically, like I said, that right at $30,000. That's what you're getting here as part of your investment. All of even the cards that can go out with this. Now, these aren't e-cards. These are actual cards that can be sent out through a service that we have, what's called AutoCard. We already have all of this set up. That's all included, as you can see, in your one-time investment fee here. And I mentioned to you about the book, the New Thriving Medical Practice, and how you get your name on this book. Well, the way you get your name on this book is become an ABS business owner. And the foreword to the book is written by you. We actually put your name on it. We have a sample foreword that you can utilize if you want to. If you want to change it up a little bit, you can do that. But your name goes on the front side of the book, literally on the cover of the book, on the inside, and then after you have written the foreword, it goes there as well. So we've got you covered with one-on-one training. I'm going to talk a little bit about that. You can see that we also offer a 30-day, 100% money-back guarantee. By the end of your training session, you have all the tools that you need to get started to get your first client right away. And then, as a preview, you will have the opportunity a week from today. So that's mark it down on your calendar, August the 30th, at the same time that you had met with us today. I'm interviewing our director of support here. His name is Tim Warren. This is a guy that you want to get to know. So if you're very interested in joining ABS as a business owner, you definitely do not want to miss our webinar next Wednesday. You're going to want to be able to be here on time, get ready to go, because that will be a fast hour. Because again, not only is Tim our director of support, he is still an ABS business owner here at American Business System. So we've given you a lot of information today. Hopefully this has been very helpful. I'm going to kind of wrap this up because truly we have less than a minute to go here. I want to remind you, everybody, that we do have a 30-day money-back guarantee. That means your training is 10 modules that are about 90 minutes long. Should take you less than 2 weeks to get all of that completed. And it still gives you a week or so to still think, do I still want to be in this business? And most people say yes, but simply because that's where you really get to know. And here's again, a homework session if you want to go do that. Go out there and find out from any franchise, any business opportunity that's out there. Once that you've signed on the dotted line, you've invested in yourself, and you've given your hard-earned dollars to that particular company, and you start their training, do you think that, ask them if they'll give you a 30-day money-back guarantee? We still haven't found one out there that does what we do here. So this is a great advantage. Now, I'm going to put up here the 6 things that I think you need to do. I'm just going to put them all up here at one time instead of going through each of these one-on-one, because we did go through a lot of information, and I know some of you can't stay past the hour here. But there is a research guide that you can go out there and download. If you don't know where to get it downloaded, simply ask your business coach. Hey, Eric mentioned something about a research guide. Where do I get it? How do I get that downloaded? Because I'd like a copy of it. Go to our youtube.com/YABS channel. There you'll find out all of our webinars that we've done in the past. Many of them I've already mentioned to you already. Some interviews that I've done, the ones that we showed you how we're going to help you get a client. Everything's out there. Go do that. The third thing I want you to go do is start calling ABS business owners. You will be given a list of folks that you can call, schedule some time with them, ask them how they got their business started, ask them if this is well worth it. They'll talk with you. They may even talk you out of it. It's okay. I would rather we'd be upfront with you now to know that you're making the right decision moving forward. I've already mentioned to you about scheduling a live demo with your business coach. You need to have that part of your due diligence. Then get the purchase agreement, review it with your attorney, with your CPA. Try to figure out if you need to set it up as an LLC, a C Corp, an S Corp, whatever works best for you and your finances there. And then lastly, just get the money in here, send in your agreement with your funding, and we'll get you started training as early as next week. You could be starting on there and you can still attend the webinar next week with Tim Warren. So I'm going to put that back up over there real quickly. Remember that next Wednesday, same time, same back channel and everything else, we're interviewing Tim Warren, Director of Support here at American Business Systems. Folks, again, if you're kind of on the fence and you're wanting to know kind of the skinny on what you're going to be getting with support, training, and anything else, asking him. He's a business owner of American Business Systems as well, which means he's got his own billing company, still doing that. His wife is part of the support team now. This is a wonderful duo team here that's very helpful and has helped a lot of people get their first client. So you're going to want to be a part of that. I'm going to put this screen back up here. If you don't know who your business coach is, give us a call, 866-565-8413. Hit us up at info@absystems.com. It's been a pleasure spending the afternoon with you. Like I told you, look, it's 2 minutes after 5 here. It is such a fast hour. And who knew that this little Cajun guy here could talk for an hour and not stop and almost not even take a breath. So if you have any other questions, feel free to get back with your business coach. There was one more that came in. Does the subscription include practice management as well? Yes. That iClaim is the practice management system. Again, some of you might not know what Mohan's talking about here, but the iClaim system in and of itself is both the billing and what's known as the billing and practice management all included in one thing here. I'm going to put that back up here. So you can see iClaim down there at the bottom there. That's why I'm encouraging you to go up there and get a demonstration of the system. That will be a huge help for you to understand that, Mohan. So hopefully that'll help you out there. I think that's the last question of the afternoon. It's been my pleasure. Hopefully it's been good. You give me a lot of information here. I appreciate everybody staying a little bit over the hour. We look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Y'all have a great weekend and a wonderful time. We'll see you next Wednesday. Good night, everybody. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Very good. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening. Bye-bye, everybody.